What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. Alright guys, we're going to be doing the final tier 10 Cerberus fight, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to tackle it as a free-to-play player and with lower power. Okay, so the team I'm going to be using is going to be specifically set up just to do this fight, and that is going to be A1 Nam, which I actually forgot to put her actual weapon on, so that would help. And then we're going to be doing Alicia here, which is A2 with her level 60 weapon, and then we have Cha A3 with her level 52 weapon, which we're going to try to get up a little more later on, and that's a 203k versus 260k. Okay, so this is going to be a very specific way to do this fight. Nam is strictly there, as usual, just to break. Alicia's there for main DPS, and then Cha's there for backup DPS. Now, Alicia here is going to be key. I'm going to show you guys how to play with her using her A2 version, which plays way differently from A0 to A1, and I'm going to explain why, because you have more stacks of Frost you can use, and you want to make sure you stack those as much as you possibly can. So let's start off with Cerberus here. I'll show you guys some stats afterwards when I'm done the actual fight. Okay, so first thing you want to do with Nam is get that shield broken ASAP Rocky. You don't want that, not shield, sorry, the break bar broken quickly. So here you go, just focus on her, don't bring anybody in, just make sure you use her all the way across until everything is busted up. You can see she does a really good job of doing it anyways. So we're almost done. Once this is busted, we're gonna bring Alicia in and take care of business. Okay, here we go, we should be able to do it right about now. There we go, make sure you bring her in right away, just cast your next skill. Boom. Now look, she's got 4 stacks of Frost, do 5. Okay, do both skills, get 5, do both of those attacks right there. And now I have the Viri set on her, so I'm going to wait till I can do another 2 sets of attacks here to do a little bit more damage. There's 1, right? And you guys can see 4 Frost in. I'm going to wait for that attack right there. I'm going to wait for another one of these skills, get 3, and then do another attack, and then another attack. And here you can just hold off and let him do his skill. Do this again. Boom. And then here the beauty is you cast your ultimate, it'll instantly give you 5 full stacks of Frost, which you can then cast twice, and then do this again, and then cast it again, and then bring in Cha for some major damage here. Okay, so make sure you take Cha out. Do as much as you can here with Nam. Avoid all those meteors. Bring in Alicia again. And then again, you guys can see here, she is doing insane amounts of damage alone, right? So here comes the meteors from this part of the fight. This is easy enough. Bring Cha in, and then you guys want to just go full in on DPS with Cha and try your best here to do your ult before he goes into his breath phase. Okay, so this will probably put him at 32, which will push him, yeah, there we go, 32, very normal amount of damage. He's going to go into his breath phase very shortly. You're going to need to want to switch out right at the right time, right here. Okay, you guys can see here I did some damage. Now you guys can sub in your DPS and take advantage of this little time that you have. You have to actually avoid that damage completely. Get behind him, cast Alicia's ultimate. You guys can see here, again, massive damage coming through from Alicia. And we're going to go ahead and bring Cha in. And then go back into the same DPS form. And I got 51 seconds left, which is a lot of time. The last thing you want to do, though, is die. So make sure you are being very careful how you handle this last little bit of the fight. And you guys should be home stretch, no problem at this point. So at this point, guys, you also want to bring in Alicia and swap in with Cha as much as you can. So you guys can do as much damage as you possibly can put out. You guys can see 2 Frost, bring Cha in again. And here, you got 28 seconds. Should be enough time to finish this battle off with a ultimate, and then just a simple little routine of hits right here. Okay, bring in Alicia. Oh, I messed up. That was my bad, guys. I messed up early there. Either way, we'll get it done. There you guys go. That was my fault. I died at the end there. My bad. But simple enough. So right at the end, you're going to run out of a little bit of MP. It's very important that you do actually swap out. Don't wait for the QTE. Just swap out over to Alicia and go back and forth between her and Cha for this one. Okay, so there you guys go. Free to play. Tier 10 completed. And I'm going to go back now and show you guys my setup and what I did. So I'm going to go ahead and actually save a few of these. Again, I informed you guys about the brand new update coming up and what you want to do with all of your actual sets. So it is important, guys, that you now start saving some of these things because they're going to matter a lot in the future, and you don't want to run out of or so you don't want to have to do this later on. Okay, so let's go back and I'll show you guys my setup, my actual stats and everything for all 3 characters. You guys saw my total power, what it was. So let's go here. I'll show you guys again. Total power is 203. If we go to each of the characters, I'll break it down for you. Okay, so here's Nam, level 20 weapon, A4 for the sword. Again, this is my free-to-play A1 version of her. I've got her at 46,000 power. Here's her artifacts. You've got the break set here with very little break actual like good stats. She doesn't have very good stats. And I've got, this is important, you definitely want to have the what's it called, aquamarine necklace, the outstanding connection, because you want that bonus attack for both Alicia and for Cha, sorry, Alicia and Cha. And then her skills, you guys can see here again, just the usual 4 and 4 here, and then 2, 1, 1, 1, 1 across the board. None of this really matters. You can boost these, of course, to give her more damage, which will help you reduce that time even further, but that's totally up to you. I'd rather save those personally for my main DPS. So speaking of my main DPS, here's my Cha. Let's see here, total power 65k, her A2 sword at level 52, which I do need to actually get up anyways. Artifact wise, I've got myself the toughness set, half toughness, half lion set. I plan to switch this out, by the way. I've just got really good stats on it, so I'm keeping it for now. And I've got the champion set up over here for her to get more damage output as much as possible. Now, in terms of her stats, you guys can see her crit rate is a 40%. You ideally want to get this a 45. The crit damage, you ideally want to get this a 180. But overall, she's got really good stats and good enough to obviously finish tier 10 as a free-to-play player. Then that's pretty damn important. All right, now moving over to Alicia. Same scenario. I'll give you guys the stats here. 42% crit rate. Again, you want to push this to 45 plus, 151 crit hit damage. Again, ideally you want this to be higher. The reason why it's lower here is actually changed my artifact sets, and I'll show you guys those very shortly, into the Viri set. Okay, so I originally had the half aquamarine, half champion because of stats. I finally got enough decent sets here for this. The problem is my water damage set here kind of sucks because I got no attack on it, but everything else looks pretty damn good. So you guys can see here additional attack, the additional attack and attack percentage there. And then of course I've got stupid ass healing given increase, but it's there. It is what it is. Now I run a toughness set on her. I've got some really poor rolls on some of these. So look, additional MP there, for example. This one had MP consumption, and this one here is blue boots, but it's the only blue boots I have that have critical hit damage on it. And of course, I'm missing out on a lot of extra bonuses here because I had to open up 2 slots of stats, and then of course my only stat went into healing given increase. So this is why I'm actually doing Cerberus, is I'm trying my best to get myself a full-on crit hit damage toughness boot for either purple epic or legendary. Okay, so there you guys go. That's how you want to tackle Cerberus. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to make a tier 10 video. That's essentially how you do it as a free-to-play player. The main thing to remember is Arachnid is a joke in comparison to Cerberus. Cerberus is tough, so you do want to bring as many water utility items, or sorry, units as you can. So Nam is perfect for this. If you don't have Nam, honestly, Ana Ruiz is not a bad option to switch over to her. Of course, Saw, if you have Saw, you should be using Saw anyways. She'll be more than enough to tackle it. But I find Nam to be the best breaker in the game, as I've clearly showed you guys numerous times already. And she is amazing at breaking Cerberus's shield way before anybody else I think on your team can possibly do, even Saw. So there you guys go. That is tier 10 Cerberus done as a free-to-play player. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Any comments or questions, let me know in the comment section. This is Payne. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.